Alright, next project up is on the Lemans. I need power steering. This manual steering's for the birds. I need to add a power steering pump and do the reconfiguration of the pulley system. I just put the double pulley on, and then I'm going to have to remove the alternator and all the brackets and put in a new setup. Obviously replace the power steering gear and power steering pump. Here's all the brackets for the power steering and alternator setup for a 1967 Pontiac 400. Even though I do have a 65 Pontiac Lemans, the engine and drivetrain is from a 67 GTO. So it requires this setup, and I don't have all of the hardware yet, so I'll have to figure that out as well. Well, here's my first mock-up of the power steering pump with the new bracket. This guy, which has a couple of different mounting points than the original, but that seemed to go on nice. Now the question was this power steering pump. Going to swap meets and looking for power steering pumps, and I keep on buying the wrong ones, and this one's actually not the right one either. This one is it's for a big block Chevy, but it has the bottlenose, so I thought that might have been it, but it's not. But it might still work. That's why I wanted to mock it up before I, trade it in. And this pulley is for the big block as well. I've been using this as a schematic. This place inline tube has pretty much all the hardware you need. Here's a good look at what it looks like when it's all connected, because this shot right here, it was hard to find one on the internet for a 1967 400. I think they only ran this setup for a few years, and so all the brackets are different on different year models. So this was almost like a one-off, kind of like the timing chain cover was also only used for a couple of years, and then but I think that's going to work. So the next thing I'm going to do, look at the replacement hose, and then also start working on the gear and that little doodad in the middle. I already have a gear from a Jeep. I think it was a 97 or 95, and it should be a bolt-on. We'll see if that happens. Also have a steering arm I need to put on as well. Okay, so I have it mocked up. Got this bracket onto the alternator and the back bracket on to the water pump, just all loose fitting. My radiator hose now is the issue. So that's solvable. Alright, so the old manual power steering gearbox is out. It did not want to come out very much, but one thing that I did, I kept the pitman arm on there because that has to be replaced anyway. So I was trying to struggle trying to take that off, and I was thinking, oh, you know what? I don't need to take it off. Just leave it on there. That one didn't want to come off very well, so I ended up using one of these guys, and then it popped right off. Yep. So Oh, and this guy came in handy for the bolts on the that are on there, so no problem with this beast. Okay, so it fit in there nicely, and then the bolts lined up perfectly, and yeah, that was in great. And then now I just need to plumb it and a bunch of other stuff, but it's not torqued down yet, but everything's there, looking nice. So far so good. And this is basically what I wanted right here, the quick turning ratio. Let me see here. So that's middle, so I'm going to do a full lock to the left. So now it's half, one turn, lock. So back to the middle, half, one turn, lock. So that's going to be a lot better driving, especially with power steering. All right, I'm going to lift it up a little bit. There we go, that should be good. I just want to get the tires off the ground on the front, so there's no resistance on the turning. Okay, topping off the fluid. Every time I've done this, it's kind of gone down just a little bit, so I add just a little bit more back. So yeah, that's a little foamy, but before, I mean, it was like, it looked like clouds in there. So it's working. The air is starting to come out. It was making a sound before, it's not making it anymore. So I'm gonna check the level, add some more fluid, and do the exact same. Okay, put some fluid in there, then I'll do it again. Start her up.